Hi everybody and welcome back. So this is part 2 of my second Ask Diet Nick video. I had so many questions for the last one, so instead of filming a 30-minute long video, I thought that I would split it up. I've already answered my Facebook questions in part 1, which I will link down below. And so part 2, I'm going to answer questions from Twitter, and I've already gone and printed them out. Twitter, YouTube and Instagram. I've also got some personal questions, which I will leave until the end, so if you don't care about personal questions, finish watching there, or if you want to listen to them, you can carry on watching. So the first question is, what do I think about late night eating? And I think I covered this in the very first Ask Diet Nick video that I did. Basically, just by eating late at night, you will not gain weight. The Mediterranean diet is really healthy, and I think they tend to eat, 10, 11 o'clock at night. The key is your total calorie consumption over the day. I personally like a sweet treat before bed, so just plan to have something healthy. Don't resist for too long, because otherwise you might end up, say, binging on biscuits where you could have had, a small bowl of porridge at 200 calories. So the next question is, I keep sabotaging all my good healthy efforts by giving in to chocolate cravings. Any tips or alternatives, please? I personally love low-calorie hot chocolate with a little bit of milk in. I love to warm some almond milk and add some flavour drops of white chocolate, which you can get from, I think, MyProtein and Amazon. Other things I like to do is add a scoop of chocolate whey protein with some Greek yogurt, or if you don't have whey protein, so the chocolate flavour, add cocoa powder and some sweetener or some xylitol, which just tastes incredible. I also like the low-calorie chocolate mousses, and I personally put them in the freezer and then allow them to slightly defrost so that it takes you longer to eat. Dark chocolate is another good one, so the 40-gram bars, you're talking 200 calories, which is pretty reasonable for a snack, and it, again, is portion controlled. So the next question is, what are the best foods to boost my immune system? So immune system, really, so things like vitamin C and zinc, making sure that your diet is full of fresh fruits and vegetables. I've actually written a whole blog post on, do you need to take a vitamin C supplement? And basically, if you've got a healthy balanced diet, then the answer is no, unless, say, you've just started to have a cold. You might want to take one just to help to shorten the duration of it. So I'll link that blog post down below, but the key is healthy eating so that your body's getting all the nutrients that it needs. So the next question is, what's the best breakfast to have when you're in a rush? I think my top tip would be to make some overnight oats, either the night before or at the start of the week in batch. Overnight oats are basically oats, yogurt and milk in equal parts mixed up, and I will link to the video where I talk through exactly how to make it down below. The next day you can just dollop some into a bowl, top it with some fruit and some cinnamon and enjoy, or you could put it into a Tupperware container and take it with you to have at work. The next question says, what do you think to meal replacement shakes? So meal replacements such as Slim Fast, Celebrity Slim can work in the short term. However, they don't teach healthy habits and they're not exactly something that you can keep up long term. I mean, I personally would get bored of them. If you are missing meals though, then sometimes a meal replacement shake can be useful. I personally like the ones from Purition because they're 100% natural, they're a whole food, and I will sometimes have like a Purition first thing in the morning as part of a smoothie. So they do have a time and place, especially if you're rushing and you don't have time for a meal, so they're quick and simple. However, they're not ideal as a long term to rely on, but if they're just supplementing your diet occasionally, then yeah, there's no problem in them, and just go for a more natural product such as Purition. The next question says, what is the best way to work out a good balance of macronutrients? So in general, I might promote 50% of your calories from carbs. And when I say carbs, it's not just the starchy carbs, it's your fruit sugars, milk sugars, any added sugars and starchy carbohydrates. 30% from fats and 20% from protein, and you might want to vary this between about 5 to 10%. The Mediterranean diet is around 40 to 45% carbs, 40% fat and 20% protein. I personally wouldn't worry too much about it as long as you're including carbohydrates, protein and healthy fats in your diet. Your hunger levels should be telling you if you need to add in more protein and fat for satiety, and if your energy levels are lacking, then maybe have a look at your carbohydrate intake. The next question says, what are the main 10 ingredients in your cupboard you believe anyone wanting to make the change to a healthy lifestyle should own? So I think I've actually done a blog post on this. I haven't pre-thought this, but in my cupboards, so I've definitely got things like oats in there. I've got desiccated coconut, I've got xylitol, I've got olive oil, got basmati rice. It's hard because I think most of my things are actually in my fridge, which I do have a what's in my fridge video. Because I don't want to keep this video really long, I will link down to the blog post below where I talk through my top 10 cupboard essentials, because I can't remember what they are, and also what's in my fridge video. The next question says, what are your thoughts on reverse dieting, and do you have some advice on how to do it and how long you should do it for? To be honest, so reverse dieting is where you basically take your calories up a notch after being in a deficit. My philosophy though is to eat as many calories as possible whilst achieving your weight goal, whether that be weight maintenance or weight loss. So if say you're someone who is surviving off 1200 calories, then I personally would say, look, stop it right now and just take it up to say 2000 calories, and if you're maintaining on that much, take it down by 100 calories and see how you feel. So yeah, the way that I promote things, there should be no need to reverse diet. You should be just manipulating your diet intake slightly so that you're not feeling deprived but you are still losing weight, if that's your aim. The next question says, can you make me a Victoria sponge please? Yes. The next question says, what is carb cycling? It's basically where you have more carbohydrates on the days that you work out on. I personally promote a small amount of carbohydrate, moderate amount, third of your plate with each meal. But yes, if say you're doing a high level of sport or exercise, you might want to have slightly more carbohydrates to help replenish your stores. The next question says, 3 meals a day or 3 meals a day and 2 snacks. To be honest, it's personal preference. I personally eat about 6 to 7 times a day. It's not good for my teeth because I know that grazing isn't good, but it's just the way that I function. I prefer to eat little and often. If you're someone though who just prefers 3 meals a day, then as long as they're healthy, there's no problem with that either. The next question says, do you think it's dangerous to have such a general daily calorie intake? The whole 1,200 to 1,500 for everyone seems dangerous to me. What do you recommend? So I think you might be getting a little bit confused. The guideline daily amounts for the average woman is around 2,000 calories a day, so nowhere near 1,200 to 1,500. Where I think you might have got those figures from is basically we promote losing 500 calories for weight loss to lose around £1 a week. So the average woman might need 1,500 calories a day, the average man might need 2,000 calories a day to lose weight. Like I said before though, I promote eating as many calories as possible. I personally eat way more than that, and you should eat way more than that if you've got a higher muscle mass, if you're more active, if you're younger. Males tend to need to eat more. So to be honest, it's good to have like a guideline daily amount of around 2,000 calories for the average woman to maintain a weight, but just remember that it's only an average. The older you get, the less calories you need. And I do have a whole video on how to boost your metabolism, so how to burn more calories, so I'll leave that video down below. The next question says, have you got a sample vegan 3-day meal plan? I'm struggling. In part 1, I answered a full question about veganism. I don't personally promote it, but stick to plant-based proteins such as beans and lentils. I personally would struggle to eat vegan just because there's so many things like eggs and milk and so many different foods that I like to eat. But yeah, I'll try and find some good blog posts for you to follow, so I'll link them down below. So the next question was taken from YouTube, and it says, what about diet and psoriasis? And again, I'll link to some more information down below, but a key really would be more of an anti-inflammatory, healthy diet, Mediterranean style diet. So things like oily fish, nuts, avocados, olive oil, so healthy fats for skin health. I've actually got a whole blog post on skin health as well, which I will link down below. So the last diet question is, what is my favourite naked bar flavour? And if you've seen my healthy travel snacks video that I filmed with Lottie Murphy, you'll know this. It's basically the Bakewell tart. Oh, or the chocolate orange, so one of them, or the chocolate delight. So one of the chocolate ones or the Bakewell tart one. So the last 3 questions are basically personal ones which I've just stuck at the end, so if you don't want to know them, tune out now, and thank you very much for watching. And if you want to know them, so first one says, what is your hair colour? It's so shiny. Oh, well, thank you very much. This is pretty much my natural hair colour, but I do put on one of those 28-day washes from L'Oreal. I think it's the one that Cheryl used to wear, like a chocolate fudge, chocolate brownie, but I'll link it down below. The next one says, did I do the undergraduate dietetic course? So no, I didn't. I did sports science at Loughborough as my undergrad, so I did that for 3 years. And then in my second year, I went to a careers advisor, told her that I loved nutrition, and she suggested that I did the postgraduate diploma in dietetics. So after 3 years at Loughborough, I did the 2-year postgrad at Leeds, and I then qualified. Then I did my master's whilst I was qualified as a dietitian. Sometimes though, if you've done an undergrad course that doesn't have the right modules, you might need to do the 4 to 5 year undergrad dietetic degree, but I'll put a full blog post down below on my career route that I took to become a dietitian. And the last question says, what is a day in my life? So as a dietitian, once I've had breakfast, I'll get to work. I personally work in bariatrics and diabetes, so I might be doing a bariatric clinic first thing, so basically seeing people before and after weight loss surgery. I'll then have my lunch, and in the afternoon I might be in a maternal obesity clinic, so seeing ladies who are carrying excess weight during pregnancy, or I might be doing a weight loss group. My job is honestly so varied. I put more information in my career blog post down below. I absolutely love it. I'd recommend anyone who's interested in nutrition to consider becoming a dietitian. It's not all glamorous like what we see on the TV. There's a lot of hard work and science that goes on behind the scenes, but yeah, I really love it, and I just love working with people. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this part 2 of my Ask Diet Nick video. If you've got any other questions, please leave them down below, and I look forward to seeing you next week.